Our founder, Emeritus Colleen Barrett, once said, there's some things you can only measure with your heart, and I think these programs wound up being just the perfect embodiment of that spirit.
The goal, first and foremost, is listening to the community and what they want out of it. So going into these projects, we just know that obviously we're investing in a public space, but we don't know exactly what that's going to mean and how it's going to turn out. But that's kind of the beauty of the project. That truly is the most unique piece of this program.
Oftentimes, Detroit is viewed as a commodity instead of a community. We're having so much new development, new folks, change of guard. We need to come together so we can kind of humanize with each other and really have positive experiences with each other that we can build on. My name is Njia Kai. I am the special events and programming producer for the Downtown Detroit Parks. Sometimes people think that, I just kind of find a band and put them on stage. We're really clearly and strategically and with purpose programming to make it an invitation to all the different folks in our area, and we keep it fresh. We started off kind of modestly, and things have just continued to grow.
We started with a green dot on a map that said this should be the heart of a new development plan to really make Campus Martius be Detroit's new gathering place and be a project that would be transformational, a catalyst for social and economic development.
At one point in total, we were producing 1,000 events between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Yeah, it sounded like a big joke when we announced that there was going to be the beach at Campus Martius Park, but folks have come to love the beach. So now when the photographers come from all over the world, they get to come here, and these are the pictures that they send out about our city. This has been a very concerted effort that has resulted in what we see. I mean, you'll see everybody out here.
Woodruff Park is the heart of the city, and it's a very important space to our community. It's a barometer of how well our community's doing.
What the grant allowed us to do was to spend money on different things like the game card and others to really enhance the programmatic element of what we wanted to show. Because we've proven that if you give people a reason to go into the park, they'll go in. And that's exactly what we were trying to do.
In Woodruff Park, we have both ongoing events and also special one-off events. We have free yoga every Saturday morning on the lawn, library pop-up every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Some of our special events include DoggyCon. It's a huge festival all about dogs and dogs in costume. It's a very kind of quirky, fun, weird event that's very specific to downtown Atlanta.
One of the greatest partnerships is with Hope Atlanta. This was our, a first attempt at really getting a social worker in the park, and so far it's been amazing.
Are you need housing? Yeah. Make sure you come see me now. Put my card in your pocket so you won't lose it. Don't drop it now. My name is Janika Robinson. I am a case manager, social worker for Woodruff Park. It's never been done before. I never heard of this before. As many parks as I've been to and seen, I've never saw a social worker. You okay? Can I leave my card? Okay. The game card is very important. While they're out here, they can make some connections and network and meet me. And then next thing you know, we start working on a plan. Year to date, I have engaged over 1,800 people in this park. I have placed 251 people in shelter, 522 people into different Hope Atlanta programs. And I have permanently housed 81 people since July. You can come me and get anything you need, anything. If it's in my power, I try to make it happen.
For years, we've been trying to find ways to get more people on the plaza. The project allowed us to bring people together who had the knowledge and were willing to contribute and come up with something that we'd never been able to do before.
Part of the community program taught us things about how to activate certain parks, brought people down to Civic Plaza that normally wouldn't have come down here. All those synergies have transformed the plaza into what it is today.
In the Southwest, place is sacred. We have indigenous communities that have been here for eons, and they have cultivated a sense of place in the Southwest. And other communities have moved in and have brought their sense of place to the same place. So it's really important for the city to be able to embrace all of these levels and layers of what people find really special about a place and make sure it works for everyone so that everyone feels welcome. Downtown Civic Plaza has been kind of a void of activity for many, many years. And with all the interest in renewing historic buildings, new buildings, Route 66 and Central Avenue, we just felt that the plaza really needed some love and some attention and really bring it back to a lively place. When you get that many people from Albuquerque and so many different walks of life coming together, it really feels like a community, it feels like a city that we all know. And so bringing those kinds of activities into the public spaces, whether it's Old Town Park, whether it's Nob Hill, whether it's Civic Plaza, or hopefully we're going to be implementing this at the rail yards, it really brings the community together to share who we are and what we love about being in the Southwest, particularly Albuquerque.
Courtyard was a bit desolate before we started improving it. It's always been sort of like a service entry at back of the building, and people would pass through north, south, east, west. The best part of the courtyard is the fact that it's in the middle of City Hall. All you gotta do is stop and look up and you can appreciate the space. So we did little things to make a big difference. It used to be mostly a circulation space, and now it's a gathering space. And we had so many different team members in different city agencies sort of on one common goal, where we asked people sort of what kind of improvements they would like to see. And what we saw was a lot of more seating, more shade, more greenery, and performances in the courtyard are really cool. So that's kind of how we ended up with the seating, shade, water, the idea of having a stage.
The big picture message that kind of led all of this was that everyone was welcome in the courtyard. And I think that really was informed by the interaction we had with the community and having this be a very inclusive space and communicating that the city actually cares about that and it's important to them.
Because of these changes, it is so popular now that we're sharing the space for people to do fitness workouts. There are a lot of conversations and rallies in the courtyard, and a lot of outside cultural institutions are using the courtyard for their programs. We were part of a whole host of people within city government to talk about what the space could look like and how we use the space. The courtyard is in the epicenter of the city, and it's, this is the people's building, City Hall, so the fact that we have this space in the courtyard where the public gathers makes sense.
We're seeing a movement sort of away from top-down planning and sort of really big investments and more towards iterative investments. By doing it here in City Hall, more of sort of city residents and even tourists and visitors can see a placemaking type project.
So much of placemaking is about people, it's about the audience, it's about the experience that you're creating together to develop a vision for what's possible here.
The Downtown Providence Parks Conservancy and Greater Kennedy Plaza had been doing an amazing job even before the Imagination Center arrived.
The Imagination Center helped us create a foothold here in the space, both in terms of our ability to perform, our ability to create more in-depth public programming, but it also demonstrated that we were on a path, that we were on a trajectory. And consequently, we attracted what you'll see next to the Imagination Center. The CEO of Hasbro underwrote a $500,000 playground, custom made just for the space, and it acts in tandem with the Imagination Center.
There aren't enough spaces that feel playful. To see the joy that people experience when they encounter something unexpected that they can interact with is really beautiful.
I just want to tell the Heart of the Community grant recipients just how proud we are of them and the work that they continue to do. Their unrelenting spirit and what they're trying to accomplish, the challenges that they have to overcome are numerous. They're, continuing to find creative ways to move the work forward, to find the funds, to support these projects.
think the legacy of the program will be that people around the country and around the world can look at the stories of these projects and see that if they align their assets correctly, if they get their partners and neighbors and community members excited about what's possible, and if they stay really true to thinking about making places that are for people and about creating human connections, that anything is possible.